Hello everyone, Zach Barnes here for the WT Sports Network, welcoming you to this week's edition of Heard That. Buffalo baseball got to close out the regular season at home against Angelo State. The Buffs played some very competitive games, but the Rams were just too much on the weekend as they were able to beat the Buffs 3-1 on the weekend.
I thought we swung it a little bit better this past weekend against Angelo, who's a really good pitching team. So I feel like our bats are coming along. We're starting to get healthier now. Amaro was really good this past weekend. Jimmy Cubios had a really good weekend as well. So I do think we're starting to get that confidence back that we saw early on in the year. And I think, obviously we lost 3 out of 4, but really had a chance to at least split the weekend. And, I thought game 1, if, we get some big hits and, you got to tip a cap to Angelo. They did an outstanding job defensively in game 1 to save some runs there, I felt like. So I feel like our bats are coming along, and now it's a new season and it's playoff time now.
With the regular season coming to a close, the Buffs will now head to San Angelo for the Lone Star Conference Championship. They will start tomorrow in a double elimination format as they will take on the number 2 seed, Texas A&M Kingsville.
Yeah, we're excited about it. We like our matchup. Obviously Kingsville's a really good team. It's going to be a tough tournament, but it's the same 4 teams that were in it last year, and going to Angelo, which is obviously a lot shorter trip than going down to Kingsville with where I kind of thought it was going to be to start last week. But get to go to Angelo, facing Kingsville, really good club there, and I think we can go down there and win that tournament. I think this team is a tournament type team. We pitch it really well and play really good defense, and hopefully we can start hitting it a little bit better.
While Buff baseball was home, the Lady Buff softball team was on the road in San Angelo for the Lone Star Conference Championship Tournament. With the number 2 seed, the Lady Buffs got the first round bye. Then they proceeded to beat Cameron 7-6 in the semifinal, and then won a tight 2-1 in the championship against Angelo State.
Well, both games were pretty exciting. We ended up with Cameron in the first game, and they played really well, and as I expected them to, and went back and forth, and we were fortunate to get a big swing from Kylie Moore to kind of stretch it out, and then picked up an insurance run late, which ended up being the winning run. So that game was definitely entertaining and definitely a good battle for us. And then we come out Saturday in the championship game with Angelo, and it's a classic Angelo WT matchup. We've played 4 times this year, and now we've outscored them 5-3 in 4 games. That's kind of crazy in college softball today. But they came out, and Morgan Hill threw a great ball game for them, and Alexis Alfonso was throwing outstanding for us, and they picked up a run and tried to make it hold, and we get into the 7th inning, and kind of same scenarios last year. Ashley Harden comes to the plate with the opportunity to give us a lead, and comes up with a big swing and pushes it out to 2-1, and then Cammie Merrill came out in the bottom of the 7th and kind of slammed the door on him, and that was the ball game. But great ball game. It's always great to hook up with Angelo and have those types of games, because it helps prepare us for what's ahead.
Up next, the Lady Buffs will get to be back at home as they will be playing host to the South Central Regional Championship Tournament. They'll start tomorrow at 6:30 as they will face conference opponent Tarleton State.
Yeah, it's great to be home for the NCAA tournament. We did what we had to do to put ourselves in a situation to host. Now we have to prepare for a very good bracket. We open up with Tarleton State on Thursday. They beat us twice early in the year at their place, and we know they're going to come in and pitch the ball well and be a very solid opponent. So we have to prepare and make sure that we can continue to be offensive. Our pitchers are going to have to be prepared to keep it to be a close ball game and probably a low scoring game. So it's playoff time. It's the grind, and it's time to make sure that we're hitting on all cylinders. On the other side, you got St. Mary's and Texas Women's, who both outstanding ball clubs. So I think it's going to be a great regional, and I think it's wide open.
Buff and Lady Buff track and field also on the road competing for Lone Star Conference Championship this past weekend. The Lady Buffs in a drama-filled weekend as they were able to get their 2nd straight outdoor conference championship by 1 point. Then over on the Buff side, they were able to finish in 3rd.
There's no way I could have called that. That was the craziest meet I've probably ever been a part of, and just proud of our girls for rallying and just keeping their heads in it. They just kept competing, and I mean, it literally comes down to just fractions of seconds and inches, and we edge them out by 1 point. It's just crazy. Oh, I think our men actually had a better meet than our women did nationally. We have kids that had great performances, moved up on the national list, top 10 in the national list. 4x4's top 10 now. Stephen Cooper's top 10 in the 400. Our guys had an outstanding meet. We were missing a few of the pieces. We had some guys that were injured and banged up, and we were missing a few pieces to win it. I think if those pieces are in place, we're right there with Commerce. So I was really proud of the guys. I thought they had an outstanding meet.
Up next for the Buffs and Lady Buffs, they will get to be back at home on the 14th as they will play host to the West Texas A&M Last Chance meet.
We'll have our Last Chance meet here at home on Sunday. I'll try to get a few other kids in the meet, and we'll have some teams from the LSC coming up. We have some teams from across the nation flying in here, and they're going to be trying to get marks. So it should be an exciting weekend, and so we'll do a little bit tuning up there, and then just preparing our kids mentally for that national meet. Once you get there, it's all about that mental game. So I think we're in a good place moving forward.
Lady Buff Golf, currently in Wichita Falls for the regional championship. Lady Buffs had a solid Monday and Tuesday where they currently sit in first. This is the final day of competition for the Lady Buffs in that tournament. Whenever the final results go live, they will be on GoBuffsGo.com. We'd like to thank you for joining us this week on Heard That. Before we get going, we'd like to wish a big congratulations to the Lady Buff equestrian team who ended up finishing 7th place at the National Championships. As always, to keep up with your favorite Buff and Lady Buff sports, head over to GoBuffsGo.com and come back here every Wednesday for Heard That. For the WT Sports Network, I'm Zach Barnes. We'll see you next time.